Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Van Orn and this is another Dragonheir Silent God videos. In this video tonight, we are going to talk about a race that is in the game and I don't see enough people talking about a race where you can win a lot of resources for your account, and it's not one of the new events that the developer are trying to push. It's not the Goblin race, it's not the Equipment Lucky Devil Challenge, it's not the Golden Vulture, the arena choice between the team. It's a race that is there season after season for everybody and is none other than the glory ranking. So if you jump over here, the Crusade Trail, you can click on the glory ranking, and there are here a lot of categories where everybody can take place. Independently of what season you play against everybody else in your server, and you have the chance to rank for different categories. As I said, chest collection, hero rating, you get every single affinity over here, like in lightning, for example. In thunderbolt category, I've managed to rank quite high when it closed down. Now I'm dropping down to 9 because I think the category is still open for another round. But before this, I had the 4th stronger thunderbolt per conte, and I had some reward for that. But today we are talking about the dungeon racing, and we are going to talk about the lower rating category in particular. This is because I think a lot of you cannot compete really for any of the category above unless you are super cracking or you're playing on a very low activity server. I don't think that many of us can really compete with any of this. These times are pretty crazy. These are affinity only, and they are very difficult to get, especially for example on Flame Domain. Being able to do 37 seconds with the weak affinity, it's absolutely mental. Some of the other time are stupid crazy. 20 seconds, 17 seconds for frost and poison, or lightning and necrosis, and 37 seconds for no affinity. Now, you're going to see a lot of this time where we're going to flip pages around, but we are going to focus only on the low rarity, which means epic and rares. This is though not a free-to-play video. There is no free-to-play content over here. You can copy the comps, you can scale down the gear, you can change the artifact and probably be able to run some of this comp on your own, even if you don't have all those crazy legendary artifacts. But it's not what we are talking tonight. It's not what we're going to show you. This is the race for the fastest run with epic and rare champion. So to do so, we need the best guns we have, and we need to use those legendary artifacts. But as I said, scale it down and bring it to your account level, and you're still going to be able to do some content. As a matter of fact, in Season 2, I didn't even know this was there in the game. I was just trying to push comps for Epic Champion, going fast to make video and show to you guys what you can do with Epic Champions. And I ended up ranking quite high in a lot of category. I'm going to put the screenshot up on the screen when you're going to see the score I got last season. And a lot of these scores are pretty crazy considering that I was only running epic artifact. And this is just to show you that you don't need those crazy legendary artifacts to get good results. Some are achievable even with epic artifact. As a matter of fact, I'm still using some of the epic artifact for some of the runs. But obviously the legendary one are needed to push very short time, very fast time. And the competition is getting harsher and harsher season after season because people have better understanding of the game, better understanding of the champion, how to build them, and better equipment and gear artifacts, of course. And so the time are getting crazier and crazier. Now, before we start though, I want to show you my Psyche core so you have a little bit of a frame, a little bit of a contest. So I am pushing basically to the ice and poison affinity. It's not much, it's only 1 into that because I'm trying to push a bit of damage for the 5 affinity. and I'm using obviously Ice Blast in many of this run. Not all of them obviously, but most of them, and some of them I don't even have the fire affinity, so that's really not gonna matter. Now that you have seen my Psychic Core, we can jump back into the scores, and I'm gonna show you each of them, each comp, placement, timing if it's there, gear. We're gonna talk about everything in details, and I'm gonna share with you a link down below in the description to basically a Google spreadsheet that I've made with a screenshot of each run, where you can basically find a summary of everything you're gonna see in this video. Don't rush to see that document though. Stick around, have a look at the video. We're gonna have to talk about a lot of fun stuff over here. But I created the document as a reference, so obviously you can always go back without screenshotting or stopping the video. You can jump into that at the end of this video, and you're gonna be able to see the gear, the timing, and everything all collected in one place. So let's jump to the dungeon racing, and let's start from the Flame Domain. Flame Domain is obviously being dominated by the Ice Blast. Ice Blast is an absolute damage machine, and we have so many good epics and rare in this category that are making so easy to do speed runs. And as you can see over here, I am placing second at the moment. I was first till this morning. And the competition is still going for 2 days, but I don't think I can push much more unless I'm starting to farm a lot of gear. And the reason why some of the timings are best than mine is probably because they have more crit rate and crit damage gauntlets to be able to do a lot of damage. They have better gear overall, maybe some legendary artifacts, but that's not the point of tonight. I actually want to give a shout out to these two guys over here, Hogia Shavia, I hope I'm not butchering too much your name, and this guy over here that I don't even try to read or pronunciate that name. These two are my more fierce competitor. They are first, second, and third with me in each category you're gonna see tonight. On Flame Domain, I'm second, and as you've already seen, this is the comp I'm running, 38 second, which is old. A very good time, I was saying, and we are using Furbat. You really don't need a tank over here. I'm using Furbat because I don't have another DPS. If I had the Rava or some other good DPS from the Frost or the Poison Affinity, I could probably run this comp even faster. We don't need a tank because when we get to the boss, we're basically destroying the boss before even the boss does this ultimate or place the flame and explode the flame on us. 38 second is the entire run of the 3 waves, first, second wave, and the boss. So Furbat is built with the gear that takes a bit less damage. If it's not a crit, it's placed decreased defense. Is there really to place the decreased defense first on the boss? I'm trying to get to the last stage as quick as possible and with all the ultimate up because I need to take the boss down very, very quickly. I have Voresh built with the Witch's Remain. I'm using a mythical artifact over here. It's the only one I had really with the attack percentage. Not crazy substats as you can see. I'm using an accuracy chest. So you can see that the gear is not that crazy. And my 3 DPS are Bladin, Gertin, and Sigrid. Bladin is there to enable my Gertin. I'm using the arcane music box. I push crit rate as much as possible. I have a crit rate gauntlet, the only crit rate gauntlet I have on my account. I'm using this set over here that basically give me attack for every 1% crit damage. And I'm using an attack, epic attack chest, epic negative room with attack. None of it is really good. On Gertin, I have also the same set with the Rivatrix root. The crit rate is not that high. I have a good crit damage because I have a crit damage gauntlet. I have a crit damage positive rune and an attack negative runes. She's there for doing damage, obviously. She brings the attack aura. She brings 30% in dungeon battles. And this is very, very useful in many of this fight. And the last champion is Sigrid. Sigrid is bringing the build that I'm using the most on this season. which is a high attack, and the slingshot. You're gonna have to use the attack aura from Gertin and an attack food, a food that gives you attack percentage to be able to do a run this fast. It's manual, there's no timing. The placement really doesn't matter. I've shown the placement on my documents, but really it's not fundamental. Over here, we just get to do the runs fast. Basically, I'm using Voresh to basically take down the first wave, and Furbat and Sigrid to take down the second one. By the time I get back to the boss, pretty much everybody else has the ultimate up except for Furbat. I'm basically using Voresh first to place the decreased defense, and then everybody else is gonna melt the boss very, very quickly. I'm not gonna show you the run for everything, otherwise we're gonna stay here all night. I might show you some of the other dungeons, which is maybe more interesting, but let's see down the line how long this content might be. But this is everything for the Flame Domain, so let's get straight to the second one, which is the Frost Domain. And the timing here are much higher, because obviously we can't use the Ice Blast team. And here as well, I was first till this morning, and I got basically taken off by this guy as well. As you can see, same 3 names, and the comp I'm running over here, it's basically a multi-affinity one. I'm using Garius with the stuff on the Unclean to protect my team. I'm using Tononan with the same builds we were seeing on Sigrid, high attack, attack chest, and the slingshot. And if I had an accuracy negative rune, I will use it, but I don't have it for fire. So I'm still running an attack one. I'm using Dane in the same gear that you've seen on Gertin. So Riva Trickster Root, attack percentage, crit rate. Over here, Yola has also a decent build with very, very low crit rate. In this case, I'm using a crit damage gauntlet because I don't have anything better. She's bringing the Crown and Clean, and on Voresh I have the Witch's Remain. Same build, the same gear you saw before, with this mythical gear that is basically not doing much for me because I have so much low crit rates that it's not really there for damage. But as you can see, 1 minute 40 is still a pretty fast run. This one as well has no timing. I'm basically manualing the run and trying to make as fast as possible. I'm using the attack aura from Iola to have the 24% attack, and I'm using attack percentage food. Here the placement as well is not needed. No timing, as I said. Pretty decent time, nothing crazy to be honest. It will be faster if I could build maybe some of other DPS or going full lightning and necrosis, but I'm not quite there. I can't build also champion right now, and so I'm quite happy with the time. I'm probably gonna end up in the first 10 anyway, so this is it. Hope this is useful, and let's jump into the Tempest Domain, where we're getting back to our mighty Ice Blast team. On this one as well, as you can see, same 3 name on the top. I slipped down to the 3rd place. I was first till this morning. These guys are taking me over on everything. 32 seconds is pretty impressive. They're gonna split the first spot. Probably this guy did it first, and that one, this one is second. But let's have a look at my comp. As you can see, still the same. We're going to have Furbat, Voresh, Bleeding, Gertin, and Sigrid in the exact same gear we saw on the Flame Domain. Nothing different. I don't have timing over here neither, and I am running the same attack aura from Gertin, 30%. I'm using some food. I don't use any timing. I'm manually in the run, and I'm trying to get to the boss with all my ultimate up, or as much as possible, to try to take down the boss before he's spawning the small chickens. If you do so, the time is really, really fast. You just need to take it down before he flies away and try to heal. All of that is not going to help you, so if you can kill it before that, that's all you need. And with this comp, you can do it. Now, you can probably work also some timing to try to do it on auto. This is not what I've been doing so far. I've been just trying to push the time. I can make it consistently, probably. I can make it consistent and have a timing for this, but it's not what I was trying to do today. So I just want to show you all the comps. Again, no placement over here, doesn't matter. You just take down the boss as fast as possible. But now we get into the gear dungeons, where it is starting to be a bit more challenging. I'm gonna move down the menu so you can see them all together at once. And let's start from Grave of Venom, which has been the first one that I've been able to do with Epic only. And let's jump into the timing. As you can see, again, well, I've slept down to 4th over here. We have a new contender that's just let in. This guy is a new contender that I haven't seen before, but my time is 1 minute 0.8. 1 minute 57 seconds, 51 seconds for the fastest one. Let's have a look what is running. As you can see, is exactly the same team. Probably the difference, as I said, as many other, it's crit rate, gauntlet. We have an attack on this one, which is actually interesting. I could try to run that one too, but as you can see, we have more crit rate. We have a good defense build, and we have another attack one over here, which is nothing crazy, to be honest. I could probably try to push some of this build too. I was expecting to see a bit more, but this guy might have a bit more developed psyche core, or some of this artifact would actually help. This one in particular helps a lot because it basically increased 4.5% for 10 seconds and up to 3 stacks the damage dealt by all the allies. So when Furbot pulsate that heals, it's gonna stack up that almost 15% damage increase, and everybody's gonna do a lot more damage, and that is gonna help a lot in trying to cut down those time. And also is running a 5-man affinity, which I'm not running on my comp because I'm using Garius instead of Furbot, and that is probably also why. I can't keep Furbot alive, and so I had to use Garius with the stuff of the unclaimed, gatekeeper stuff, sorry. But the builds are pretty much the same, so I'm going to be pretty fast on this one. We are using a defense aura from Garius. We are using some defense food because we are taking a lot of damage otherwise. And everybody's built for damage. As you saw before, there's nothing different in the builds. I'm only using basically those builds that you've seen on the domains in a different combinations. Here we have a placement. I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you can see the placement of the champions. We are going to be basically all the way up on the board, trying to take down the first wisp out. So when we focus on that, we kill that fast, and then we jump on the boss and start taking down the boss as quick as possible. This run is probably the most iffy of all of them because the boss in the beginning hits really hard, and it's difficult to tank the damage that we are taking. But 1 minute 08 is still a time that I wouldn't be sad about if I wasn't you. And so I'm hoping that you're going to be able to replicate this one. Again, this is one that you could probably find a timing. I wasn't pushing for that. I was just pushing for fast time. So we're going to see timing for consistent run in a separate video. The next one is going to be Grave of Curse. Grave of Curse is probably the easiest one. You only need to keep up with the boss basically, and as long as you don't take damage and the boss doesn't build shields, you're going to be able to do it quite consistently and quite fast. As you can see, I am slipped down again on the first spot, 1 minute 25 with the best time at 1 minute 03. We are still running the same pretty much teams over and over. 1 minute 25 is my time, and I'm using the same exact build you've seen before. Nothing different. The only thing I've changed here is Sigrid, which basically has a build that allows her to have her ultimate at 18 seconds roughly. So she can keep up with the boss, and she keep up the decrease attack on the boss rotation after rotation. She is my only decrease attack champion over here. And that's why it's so good to have the slingshot, because we can squeeze damage out of people that before we couldn't do in season before. So she's going to be there with high accuracy, building up a lot of attack and doing some damage. The rest of the team is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Witches remain. All the same gear. All the same everything. The placement for this one is everybody in the center, basically. We have a timing. I'm going to put the timing up on the screen right after the placement. As you're going to see, we are running basically Garius and Sigrid on a 15 seconds, 18 seconds. So they're going to do the first ability at 15 seconds and then keeping up with the boss at 18 seconds. And that's all you need, basically. We're going to use a defense aura, defense food. And as you have said before, Sigrid needs to have her ultimate faster than 18 seconds or as close as possible to 18 seconds. The next one is going to be Grave of Rot. Grave of Rot, it's weird because we are not really doing much to just keep up with the boss. We're just building up the champions with the right skills and we are running them on auto. I don't have a timing for this one neither. As you can see, I am second up here, 1 minute 32, and pretty much the same champion. The only one new face that you're gonna see here is Vikik. So we're running Garius with stuff on clean again. The gatekeeper stuff. We're gonna have Bledin with the music box, Gertin with the Rivatrix route. And we're going to run Sigrid this time with the Witches Remain to try to apply that decreased defense. I don't have anybody else that's able to do so because I'm not building accuracy on anybody else. I have Vikik with the Hourglass to try to get him to cleanse as much as possible, to place the decrease of attack from the battle skills. And so it's going to be basically doing it as fast as possible, healing the team and cleansing off all the debuff we can get. The placement is pretty much everybody at the bottom together with Garius in front of the boss, because Garius is going to be the one that get hit and hit by the boss when he's chewing your tank, basically. 1 minute 32, decent time for an epic only comp. The next one up is going to be the first one of the runes, Heretical Ruins. These are the most fun for me. And I'm surprised to see that I'm still first, to be honest. There's still 2 days, probably going to be taken down from here. But 2 minutes 06. It's a pretty decent time. This one, it's quite peculiar because the timing, it's important. And so we have a timing over here. We have an importance place on the placement. We need to be able to keep up with the rotation, but we are also not really playing the mechanic, trying to take down the sidebirds or anything. We're just going to avoid the boss that takes the invisibility, and we are blocking his heal with Sigrid. So again, same team, same comp, 5-man affinity over here. We are running Furbat with the Hourglass to try to place the decrease attack as fast as possible. We are running Vikik with this set to basically share part of his defense. He has the Gatekeeper stuff. It's not gonna shield much. He doesn't heal that much, but it helps. It gives him also skill haste, so it comes around much faster, and so it's helping and to keep up basically and cleaning off the burn, and is going to place the decrease attack as often as possible, helping the team stay alive. Sigrid has the slingshot. She has the same build we spoke about before with high accuracy, and convert the accuracy into attack, convert the crit damage into attack too. She's going to bring a lot of damage as well. And the main DPS is going to be Gertin. Voresh is gonna have his ultimate basically place the block buff, so the boss doesn't place the veil on itself, and he's also placing the Witches Remain, the decreased defense on everybody, and in particular on the boss. Here all the damage is gonna be focused on the boss. Gertin is gonna basically jump in front of the boss and take the boss down as quick as possible. We have a timing, as I said. We are timing Voresh and Vikuk. Voresh is going to be timed at 17:24 because the boss is on 24 second rotation, and Vikuk is going to be at 25:24. At 24 second, the boss is going to do the ultimate, placing the burn on everybody. Vikuk, 1 second after, is going to remove it and keep up with the boss basically with that rotation, cleansing out the burn and keeping the team running. We are using a defense aura and an attack percentage food over here to try to push the time as fast as possible. There's really not much else you need to know about this run. And so let's jump to the last one, which is going to be Ancient Battlefield. And even here, I'm still first. Not for long, I think. But 3 minutes 42, this one was hard. This one was really hard. Heretical Ruin doesn't see a lot of people doing it. It's only 3 of us that has done it with Epic only. And on the Ancient Battlefield as well, I think is only 3. Yes, it's only 3, and it's only the 3 names that you saw all over tonight. 3 minutes 42, they're trying to get to me, 3 minutes 47. My team is still the same. This is only a 3-man affinity comp, but on this time around, we need to focus on a little bit more placement, skills, and everything. This one in particular, it's quite tricky. Has been difficult for me to put together, and it is really depending on your gear. The only person here that is absolutely fundamental to be built in the correct way, it's Vikuk. Vikuk needs high resistance and high accuracy, and this is not easy to obtain. I had to use 2 different sets on him. I have the Monolith set and the Puppeteer set, basically building resistance on the chest and on the negative rune, and try to get enough accuracy on him also to place the decrease accuracy and the decrease attack. Is going to help him basically tank the hit that the boss done trying to stun your backline, and Vikuk is going to be your champions on the back. He's going to have to be able to tank the stun. And if he does so, it's going to keep basically keeping up, healing your team, and nothing bad is going to happen. He's also placing decreased attack together with Furbath, so it's quite important to get his accuracy up. Furbath has the Witch's Remain because he's the only one that really that can keep up with the team, with the boss, placing the decreased attack and at the same time placing the decreased defense, hoping that anybody else can keep up with the boss as well. I had to push a bit of kill haste to get his ultimate down. We're going to see the timing for this run as well. He's basically built with high defense. We're going to use his defense aura. We have Voresh with this set over here, which shares his defense with the person next to him. And he's going to be placed next to Vikuk to share part of the defense with him. It's going to help Vikuk stay alive, making him more tanky. And he's also going to heal more when he uses ultimate. So it has also the hourglass to increase his accuracy and to basically give him more skill haste. Skill haste is going to improve also the timing of his battle skills when you remove the buff, and hopefully it will remove the buff from the boss as much as possible. He has a defense chest, so it's really not high attack or anything. He's there to remove the buff, place the block buff to hope to not get through the rotation with the buff on the boss. If the boss buff is gonna smash so hard that this comp is not gonna be able to survive. I have Garius with the Gatekeeper stuff to shield us and to take part of the damage the rest of the team has with the protection set. Is built high defense, and he has a decently fast ultimate to just try to keep up with the team. So most of the team is going to keep up. We have Furbat, Voresh, Vikuk, and Garius all basically as fast as the boss, And the only DPS is going to be Gertin. She is in the same build you've seen across any other content tonight. She has the Rivatrix route, which help also to make her a bit tankier to survive the hits from the boss, which is going to target your higher attack champion, which should be her or Varesh, depending how you build them. But she's going to be there to do damage. She has crit rate, she has attack chest, she's built for making damage. And still, this run, it's pretty slow. 3 minutes something. It's not really a fast run, but as you can see, it's still the fastest with Epic only. This is probably the most fun I had in the game in the last couple of months, probably. I like doing these competitions. I like pushing for this content. I hope you guys get some good tips from this content, because running epic only comps, it's not always so easy, but it's extremely fun if you can pull it off. If you get the right champions, if you get the right combination, when you start getting the right gear, running this comps makes the game a bit funnier for me. As I said, I'm pushing the content for you, so you can get it as a frame to build your comps and run these compositions in the game and get those stages. Probably not as fast, maybe faster than me, who knows? If you have the gear, if you have the time to try to do it, why not? Try to beat my time. I will be curious to know how fast you can push this comp on your server. What are the time that you've seen on your server as well? Write in the message down below. Share with me what is your experience, with the glory ranking dungeon racing, and I'm gonna push more video for you like this. Don't forget to go look at the link with all the information for all the runs, the screenshot, placements and everything if you missed out anything in the video. And I'm gonna see you soon with another video about Dragonheir Silent God.